A few years ago, we were going through a really difficult stage as a family. We had moved continents. If you've moved from city to city, you know it's tough moving to a new city. But try moving continents, man. It's tough moving continents to a new country, new culture. It's challenging. We had moved from South Africa on contract to America. From America, we had moved to England because 2008 happened. We went from England back to South Africa, and we had to then move from South Africa back to England. We were in England and trying to establish ourselves. It was difficult. I wasn't a young guy anymore. Life had changed total direction for me. My two oldest boys had both left to pursue their dreams and goals and aspirations and loves of their life. And we were left, just the three of us, my wife and I, and my youngest son. He must have been just just starting his teenage years, 13 or so. And we didn't have a place to stay. So we were living in a big house with a bunch of other people, and my wife and I had one room. And obviously, it's very difficult for a teenager to live in the same room as his parents. So he was moved to a basement kind of room, but it was quite removed from us. I was so emotionally struggling with our situation and what we were going through that I wasn't paying attention to my son. I thought he was fine, but he actually wasn't. And he would trigger me. He would find ways to needle me and needle me and needle me. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with this child? He's driving me insane. And he was just triggering me and needling me and needling me to get me to trigger. And when I trigger, of course, then I'm into him. And I would be then confronting him like, and I could feel the anger getting worse and worse and worse. And it was it was difficult. And during that time, one day, it was really bad. One day, I got so angry with him. And I walked away and I asked the Lord, I prayed in my heart. I said, Lord, um, why is he triggering me like this? Why is he doing this? Why is he triggering me like this? And the question came to my heart and just began to float up from my heart. Why are you being triggered? Who is the adult in the room? And boy, I mean, it was a gut punch. It hit me so deep that suddenly I realized what is going on. What was going on? Why was I? The question is not why was he triggering me, but the question was, why am I being triggered? And that was God's answer to my prayer. Why are you being triggered? And then I realized, you know what? My son needs my attention. I've been so insecure in my in dealing with the situation, the changes, everything that had happened to us up until that point in time, that I was so absorbed within my own struggles that I didn't see he was struggling. And it wasn't it wasn't really his behavior that was causing the problem. He was just trying to get my attention. He needed me and I didn't see it. I was so caught up in trying to survive my own struggle. And I needed to make a decision at that point in time, because when I heard that question, those two questions in my heart, I realized I've got to make a shift here. In fact, one day I asked him, soon after that, I said to him, "What do you fear most?" And boy, he just broke down and shared with me how his brothers had left and he feared he would never see them again. And I mean, he just poured out his heart on a whole lot of things. And as you know, in a previous video, I spoke about it, but those are one of those questions that sometimes if we prepare to answer, it helps. And he was prepared to answer it. And I had to call it out. I had to call out my insecurity. I had to call out my I had to become aware of it. I had to recognize it, and I had to challenge that in my own life. Is like, Sean, you are being insecure, you are being triggered, and you're not the adult in the room. You're being immature about this. And he needs you to be the mature one. He needs you to be secure enough as his dad that he doesn't feel that way. And so I realized that I needed to shift from reacting to responding. Reacting is I just act out of impulse, out of my emotions, out of my anger, out of being triggered emotionally. And response is I take a pause and I think about wisely how I need to respond, not just reacting, but how I can respond to what he's going through at this point in time. I sat with a couple one night and they were telling me exactly the same situation. His son, 13 years old, triggering him, etc. And I asked him the same question. The difference was he got offended at me because I asked him, "Who's the adult in the room? You've got to be the adult in the room. You, his dad." And he reacted to me. And we've got to find that place where we don't react, but we respond. And just by making that shift, I found the space, I found the opportunity that I could to actually hear him, to listen to his heart, to listen to his pain, to listen to his insecurity. He's insecure and he doesn't know what to do with it. And he was looking to me and I wasn't giving it. So he was needling me to try and get anything from me just to make him feel more secure. He needed my attention. Oh, when I think about it now, I just think, man. But out of that, we began to travel closer together. He's a smart guy since young already. And he just didn't know how to do it. But he tried and he tried. And I had to make the shift. And when I made the shift, we grew closer in our relationship. And as we grew closer in our relationship over a period of time, I could hear the difficulties, his struggles, what he was going through. And now he was prepared to listen to what I had to say. And here comes the amazing thing was one day we talking and I could find the key. I could help him rather Find the key, because I was really praying for him, because I knew now he was struggling. I wasn't focused on me, I was focused on him. And I was really praying for him, and I had an insight to something that I thought was minor. I didn't think it was a big thing, but I knew it would give him purpose. It would give him something to pursue, something that would uh, um, give meaning to his life. And I sat with him and I spoke to him and I said, "Listen, your oldest brother had to give up his swimming career. He was swimming with, in a club, and he was swimming competitively, and he was being trained and coached, etc. And he had to give that up because we left South Africa. And your middle brother couldn't finish his football career because we had to leave America. And um, and you can finish their careers for them. Why don't you finish?" And it was like, because I knew that his brothers were important to him, and this was kind of a connection, a key to connecting him to what their relationship meant to him. And he picked it up, and it was swimming, and he started swimming. And um, I didn't realize that that one conversation that we had, and giving him a key of something to pursue, of something with meaning, that he could have purpose in what he's doing, would actually save his life down the line. So every trigger from someone else is pointing at something at you first. Every time you get triggered emotionally by what somebody else does, is actually pointing or showing, revealing something in you. And the question is going to be, who is the adult in the room? And that's my question to you, is who's going to be the adult in the room? I'm Coach Sean, and I'm in your corner.